Hey guys, Farkalicious here, NBA2K22. Yeah, that's right, 2K22 is here, and we have our first creation video. Here we have Charles Barkley. Just bear with me guys, I'm just getting back into the swing of things, so hopefully this looks good for you. I did go through some of the videos on YouTube for Barkley in 2K21, and some of the creations were pretty good, others not so much, so hopefully this is going to be a good contribution to the community for those of you guys that want to create Barkley since he's still not in 2K. And I'm doing these creations in the Create a Player feature in the settings. However, what I'm doing here will translate over to the MyPlayer as well. So depending on where you want to create them, it should work exactly the same. But since we're in this mode, let's go ahead and check out some of his vitals that I have set up for him. So obviously Charles Barkley. Nickname, there's not really a good nickname for him here. Position, power forward. College, Alabama. He was born on February 20th. Jersey number 34. And he's right-handed. All the other stuff in here, as far as age, years pro, and all that other stuff, that's really up to you guys how you want to create him. You know, you can watch some videos on YouTube to see how he is. Alright, let's take a look at the appearance. Now when you're following along to these tutorials, make sure you're using the right head preset. In some cases, using the same attributes may end up looking very similar, but in other cases where it's completely different skin tone or just completely different style altogether, it may look completely different. So for this one, I'm using the preset on the 7th row. So if you're counting from the top, it's the 7th row down, and it's this first one here. Okay, let's start this off from the top. First of all, looking at his hair, I have him here as bald, but if you want to make like a younger Charles Barkley, you can use like a buzz cut or cropped hairstyle. My go-to would be buzz cut polished. I like this one a lot because it looks just like when he was in Philadelphia. So if you're trying to throw him onto the classic roster, this would be like the perfect look for him. I feel like this creation actually looks best with the hair. Now skull, I have skull 3, skull width 11, skull height 0. For the brow, I have default, brow prominence 11, temple width 10, eyebrow distance 3, brow position 11. For eyebrows, I have eyebrows 8, and just black colored. For eyes, I have default, eye color brown, eye size 16, eye distance 3, eye angle 13, upper eyelid position 3, upper eyelid crease position 5, and lower eyelid position 12. For ears, I have 8, lower ear angle 7, upper ear angle 10, ear rotation 1, ear scale 7. For nose, I have nose 22. This one was kind of the hardest one for Barkley because there were several different choices you can choose. But I have 22, have upper nose width 12, lower nose width 2, nose position 16, upper nose prominence 10, middle nose prominence 7, and lower nose prominence 2. For cheeks, I have cheeks 3, upper cheek width 16, and middle cheek width 17. And for mouth, I have default, width 3, upper lip thickness 8, upper lip prominence 1, upper lip dent position 7, lower lip thickness 12, and lower lip prominence 0. And then facial hair, I have facial hair 31. You can mess with this one a little bit. This is kind of just like his go-to look, just having a little mustache. Again, if you're creating a younger Barkley, there was just times like there's pictures I've seen online where he has like, just some scruffy stubble. So you can throw that on there if you want. I'm not sure how that's really gonna look, but I prefer just to have the mustache. So that's really up to you. You can play with that one. That one's pretty easy to mess around with. Chin I have default. Chin dimple 0, chin prominence 15, front chin width 16, rear chin width 13, chin position 12. And this one was really just the hardest one to mess around with because I feel like there needs to be better control over this. He has kind of a not so well defined chin where it's a little bit rounder and bigger, and you can't really do that without making it more sharp here. So yeah, that one was kind of hard to do. And then skin tone, I have skin 6, and all of these are just off. Okay, so if you're creating him for a roster, let's just go over some of these features as well. Otherwise, if you want to skip to the MyPlayer part, you can. So Barkley was 6'6", and he was listed as either 252 or 260, depending on where you're looking. It can be 252 to 260, but he's fluctuated in weight a lot in his career, as far as gaining weight and stuff. So probably more on the 260 or greater side. And wingspan, I don't know how these numbers really translate, but looking it up online, his wingspan was like 7'3", which is about 87 inches, which will actually work out nicely in the MyPlayer mode that we'll take a look at here in a second. And then I don't really have any other gear for him. He didn't really wear anything regularly. If you look at some of his pictures from the NBA Finals, he had some like an armband in his right side because I think he was injured, and he had like a regular forearm band as well. Alright, and like I said, attributes and all that stuff, not really gonna get into that here, but I will show you what I have picked out for his build in MyPlayer. Okay, so for MyPlayer, there's two different options that I kind of created. Let's go into like the creation here. The first thing is, if you want him to be 6'6", you cannot choose a power forward because I think the shortest you can get a power forward to is 6'7". You can set him up as a power forward at 6'7", or just set him up as a small forward at 6'6", which is what I did. Now, as far as the pie charts, there's a few different options you can choose here, but the one that I suggest is the half blue, half red. Half finishing, half defense, rebounding. I think this would be like the perfect Barkley build because it's balanced between really good rebounding, which he was known for, and finishing at the rim, which also he was known for. If you guys didn't know, there are 4 new pie charts. I believe these are new for 2K22, and they're at the bottom, the last 4. You can choose one of these two as well, which is 60% finishing, 40% defense and rebounding, or the opposite, 60% defense and rebounding. The only thing is, it's not really going to give you Hall of Fame badges for both. Now, I encourage you guys to look up some videos of him on YouTube. He was known for being very athletic for his size. I would say probably one of the most athletic, like bigger players. He could rebound better than pretty much any other power forward and pretty much most centers, but he was as athletic as like a smaller guard. So that's why I would lean more on the finishing side rather than the rebounding side, especially if you're creating him for your MyPlayer, because you can get rebounds in MyCareer. That's not a problem. You can also put on some badges for rebounding as well. So I would lean towards using the 50-50 build. If you want to use one of these new ones, I would probably lean more towards the finishing side. So the one I have set up here is a 6'6" small forward. Once again, I prefer to have him 6'6". So with that, here are the attributes I have set up. And you can tweak these to work on the badges that you want, but with this, he gets pretty much really high driving dunk and really high standing dunk. And his rebounding is still pretty good. So if you go ahead and fix his height, put him at 260, and this is his actual wingspan, 87 inches. You can see that his driving dunk and standing dunk are 94. Strength and vertical are above 90. And his rebounding is still pretty good. Like, I feel like you can make up for the 70s rebounding stats by putting some Hall of Fame rebounding badges on him. And this build will be able to run the floor. He's going to grab a rebound, he's going to run the floor, and he's going to take it home. His ball handling's pretty good here, 74. Strength, he's going to be like super strong, which is what Barkley was. He was pretty strong. And he has really good vertical here as well to be able to snatch those rebounds or to make those big dunks. This is going to be a good build. I might even mess around and do a career with this build because this is going to be real crazy. As far as takeover, this is a tough one because, like I said, he's one of the best rebounders, especially for his size being 6'6". You may want to use the glass cleaner one just to give him a little bit more boost in the rebounding. But at the same time, you want him to run the floor like he does. It really depends. This is up to you. If you did choose the one that was more 60% of one, I would get the takeover of the other. That would kind of help keep them balanced. And he's going to be called a two-way finisher for this one. Now the other build I have, he ends up being called a finisher. Let's take a look at what this one is. So this one is the 60% finishing, 40% rebounding. And you can actually see that his rebounding for defensive rebounding is actually a little bit higher. I think the game does that to compensate for the fact that you're not able to get Hall of Fame defense and rebounding badges. But his dunk and standing dunk are pretty much the same, just a tad higher. So this would actually be a pretty good build as well. Like I said, you just can't get the Hall of Fame rebounding badges. But with this, I would definitely probably use the glass cleaning takeover just to give him that boost. But with this, you're still going to be able to snatch rebounds. I mean, 79 defensive rebounding, 94 vertical, some good badges. You're going to be able to grab rebounds pretty well. But yeah, like I would say my go-to would probably be the more balanced one, which is the 50-50 build. That's what I would choose, just to have more flexibility. And like I said, you could tweak the attributes to fit your needs. But I think that this is going to be a pretty damn good build this year. That's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any other suggestions for builds to look into, go ahead and put it in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you like this video, and subscribe for more creation and other 2K and gaming videos. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.